This is the brand new Nordhavn N51, and it's based on the same principles as the N41 that they developed in 2020, which has been very successful, as is this. They've sold 18 already. It's designed to be a production boat. It's slightly more contemporary, more modern, designed to attract a younger buyer maybe. The question is, and the one I want to answer in this video, is it still a Nordhavn? Let's find out, shall we? I'm Jack Haines, welcome to YachtBuyer. Right, we're going to start here in the cockpit. It's got a very interesting layout, both externally and internally, but this cockpit area is pretty simple. It's very open, it's very safe, and it's very practical. There is no option to have fixed furniture here. It is designed to have freestanding furniture and then clear that all away. So when you're at sea, nothing can slide around. And if you want to do fishing, water sports, you've just got this really big, open, well-protected space. These areas are very tall, big overhang as well, handholds all over the place. It's typical practical stuff. You've got a stubby little bathing platform, that's fixed. You can see you've got these railings as well that you can drop in for a bit of extra security. There are a couple of luxuries, like having a shower down here so you can hose off when you get out the sea. And I said there's no fixed furniture, but you have got this pop-up tabletop here. So you've got somewhere to, I don't know, put drinks, prep station for fishing, that sort of thing. Quite handy to have that there. But again, when you don't need it, it folds away. They don't want anything getting in the way when you're doing the hard yards. Very practical in terms of mooring gear as well. Big cleats set inside the top sides here, massive fair lead. You've got the same here, I can poke my hand through, and you've got the same down there. It all drains out really easily, and of course no teak. Very easy to look after the fiberglass deck. Final thing, boarding gate on that side. Of course you can board from the stern. You've also got a boarding gate to the side too. That makes life a bit easier. Right, it's asymmetric decks, so there is no side deck on this deck down the port side. So let's head up the starboard side. We're going to see the benefits of the asymmetric decks and the width that gives you in the saloon when we head inside, but it also gives you a really good side deck here on the starboard side. Very easy to move along. There are a few level changes on the way up, but it's nice and wide. You've got another boarding gate here, so if you arrive alongside a higher pontoon, you've got somewhere where you can get off, and there's a really nice big deck locker down here as well. Very deep, fenders, kit, all that sort of stuff, very easy to swallow down there. The first of a pair of side doors that lead directly into the bridge. We're going to head in through those in a moment, and then a big step and we're onto the foredeck where things level off a little bit. You step through a gateway so you can enclose this area off fully on both sides when you're at sea, but this is another little leisure space. You've got obviously the coach roof there, and I like the fact that they've worked this bench into the forward end. I mean, you're only really going to be cruising at sort of max 8 knots on this thing, so it should be pretty comfortable if it's not too rough to come and sit here and enjoy the ride right at the front of the boat. Again, really practical design right forward with the anchor arrangement, your mooring gear. See how the anchor arrangement is also inside a well, so if you bring in dirt and water, it all drains off and it's not running down the deck. Great storage down there as well, and everything is very easy to get to, as you'd expect. And then we have the raised port side deck that leads down to the boat deck. The side decks are lovely and wide, but you are up and down a fair few levels on both sides. It's quite handy here though, because you drop down to make sure you're a little bit closer to the dock if you are crewing this side. I think you'd want to be doing all the crewing on the starboard side really, if you can come alongside that side, because that's where the boarding gates are. But you can still tie fenders here, and you know, you are in touch with the dock. It's just not as easy on the other side. We're up another run of steps here. Look how high these railings are though. You do feel very safe. We're up high now, but it still feels perfectly secure, and as you can see, easy enough to still tie fenders, but they're going to have very long lines on them. And then we arrive here at the aft deck, and this is a really practical space. Obviously it's where the tender lives. This crane has got a 450 kilogram lift capacity, so you can get a decent tender up here, and it's got fin stabilizers too, so you know, you do not want to be rolling around at all, especially when you're launching the tender. So those fin stabilizers will earn their keep, also working when the boat's moving along of course as well. The life raft is stowed up here, but it's so practical. This locker is a perfect example of the practicality on this boat. Hugely deep. You've got doors over there as well. You can put all your water sports kit in there, life jackets, anything associated with the tender. It can all go in one place, all drained out. Really, really useful stuff. Let's check out the Flybridge. What I am noticing is all this material is very easy to look after, very robust, easy to clean and care for, but it is quite bright up here. There's quite a lot of glare bouncing off all this white, be it the fiberglass, the cushions. It's not really broken up by any other colours, but yeah, it'll last a long time and be easy to look after. And this is a nice space up here. You're very high up. You've got a nice comfortable seating area, decent dinette table as well. And yeah, somewhere for guests to come and chill out on a nice day, you know, raised up and enjoy the ride as well. You can sit up here when the boat's moving along, of course. Radar arch overhead, that has got all the navigation equipment on it, of course. It also drops down, so you can fold it down to reduce the air draft if you're going through bridges, that sort of thing. The VHF aerial also does the same thing. Moving forward, we have the upper helm, single helm seat here, and this is a really nice thing to have. If you're doing serious passage making, I think you'll be downstairs at the lower helm. But on a nice day, if you're going into an unfamiliar port or an anchorage, it's really nice to be up here with such a clear view. And you have got an excellent view forward, great view aft as well. Because you know that the aft end of the Flybridge is pretty much the end of the boat, apart from the bathing platform, you have a pretty good idea of what's back there. And I think you will do your slow speed manoeuvring from up here. There's no option to have a third station in the cockpit. So I think in terms of view and being able to talk to the crew, you'll be up here, you've got your twin throttles, bow thruster. She's a heavy displacement boat, should be a pretty easy boat to manoeuvre at slow speeds. Let's head inside. As I said, side doors on both sides, so it's very easy to get into the interior, and then we find a typical Nordhavn touch here, which is having the Dutch doors. So you can part open these, they pin back, and then you can close them as well, and obviously fully open the door when you need to. That's nice, you've got those throughout, it's very, very handy. Right, the helm station, as I said, when you're passage making, this is where you want to be, and it's very purposeful helm. However, it's a bit more modern. It's a bit more contemporary than maybe you'd expect from Nordhavn. We've got this leather up here, slightly lighter walnut throughout. It's yeah, it's fresh, but it's very clean. There are no distractions here. It's here for the business of passage making. So you've got all of your major controls for the engines overhead. We've got a pair of John Deere 160s on this boat. So you've got all of their controls up here, and then you've got navigation down here. Twin Garmin screens. You can see we've got navigation, the camera for the engine room. That's really nice to have. It's very easy to get into the engine room from here, as we'll see in a moment, but really nice to be able to by eye inspect things and make sure nothing untoward is going in down there. It's a twin engine boat. We're going to talk about that when I get into the engine room. So it's got twin engines, both the same size, bow thruster, as I said. Yeah, you know, it's a really comfortable place to sit and cover those long distances, which you can do at 6 knots. It's got transatlantic range, so you know it's a Nordhavn. It's designed to travel, and that is typified by what we see behind us as well. Not only have you got the dinette, so people can sit and enjoy the ride, the table here, so you can do a bit of work or eat here, have a cup of tea while you're moving along. You've also got the pilot berth, so someone can sleep up here, being very close to the bridge if they need to be when you're on longer passages. And actually, that's a pretty good size, isn't it? Got a curtain for a bit of privacy, there's a light up there, air conditioning vent. Yeah, not too bad. Now, the accommodation is split. There's an amidships cabin and a forward master. From here, let's head to that forward master. Very easy passage down to this cabin from the bridge. I call it the owner's cabin, but equally the amidships one could be classed the owner's cabin as well. We can decide when we get to it, but we're going to start here with the bathroom. And this is a really good size in terms of height. It's a little bit narrow, but it's still pretty comfortable to move around in here. There's a separate shower cubicle as well, so you're not going to soak the whole place when you want to have a shower. And they've worked in a skylight as well. So natural light is pretty good, but also that's nice, so you can ventilate this area if you are having a shower in here. Storage is very good. Big bit of storage behind this mirror here, lovely big sink unit, and there's storage along this side as well. In fact, storage throughout the cabin is very good. All different shapes and sizes. As you walk in, there's a nice big hanging locker here, and there's the same on the other side. There's big storage drawers underneath the bed. There's sort of hip level stuff down here, and just little cubbies where you can put your trinkets, your homely bits. These really handy little sections down by the bed which have got tall fiddles on them. Everything's got a tall fiddle, of course it has. It's a Nordhavn, but if you're leaving stuff around and the boat starts rolling around, you know it's not all going to slide onto the floor when you move around at sea. More quite shallow storage underneath the TV, but I'm sure you'll find stuff to put in there. And of course, nice to have the TV in here, so you've got separate AV for the cabins. Yeah, it's a good space. I'm 6 foot tall, and you can see if you're well over 6 foot tall, you're going to be ducking your head a bit in here, but certainly at this end of the cabin is not too bad, and easy to walk around the bed and get into the berth, which is set quite low. There is an overhang here, so you're going to be ducking and you're sitting up in bed. You should just about be able to do that comfortably, but it's a nice sized bed and very easy to get in and out. Right, let's check out the saloon and then we'll go on to the midships cabin. To head aft, we have to cross through the bridge, walking past the switch panel. That's very easy to get to if you're at the helm. You can come and check things and switch things on and off very easily from there, and then down another run of steps and we arrive in the saloon. And we're going to start with the galley. It's a midships galley. It's a real Nordhavn trait to have a proper seagoing galley right here in the heart of things. It gives you that home from home vibe. It's a liveaboard boat, so it's got a substantial galley. You're going to be cooking on board. You need space to do it. You need good cooking equipment, like this really big hob for a boat of this size. And you've got the pot clamps as well, so they can't slide around if you're cooking on the move. Big microwave, extra wide microwave oven down here. lots of storage, as you can imagine, and even a trash compactor. Of course, as well as cooking, living on board, you need to deal with the rubbish, so that makes life a lot easier. And look at the cooling space that you've got for a 50-footer. We've got a big fridge here, and then 2 chest freezers down here, and there's another freezer hidden down here on this side. So you've got plenty of cold storage for when you're away from land for long periods of time. And then we come to the main internal living space. This is cosy, but we also get the benefit of the asymmetric deck. As I said, look how far it pushes out to the port side. So it's nice and beamy. You've got your main seating area over here. This doesn't convert to a berth. It does on some other Nordhavns, but they've left it fixed on this one. You can see there's an extra leaf, so you can extend the table and bring more chairs over to this side if you do want to dine internally. The television is a pop-up, and that comes up from behind there, though no one can actually find the control at the moment, but it does pop up from behind there when you want to use it. And this is freestanding furniture. You wouldn't have to have these. Obviously, they do block off some of this access down here, but you probably want some sort of seating over here so everyone's not all sitting over on the same side. Good head heights here, nice lighting as well. Got the strip lighting spots and then the lights either side, and look, handholds absolutely everywhere. I love how they're recessed as well. You don't really notice them until you need them. You're staggering around, you go, oh, I've got something to hold on to. Really nice practical thinking. And the last space in the interior to look at then is the midship's cabin. Let's head down there. So there's totally separate access to the 2 cabins, which is nice for privacy. You'll notice this big white door here, that is access to the engine room. We're going to go there after this cabin. There's also a day head down here for guests to use during the day, with a toilet and sink inside it. And then we have the midship's cabin itself. The berths run across the boat. It's not quite as spacious as the cabin forward, and it hasn't got hanging storage, which might be a bit of a decider for you, but it has got flexible space here because these berths slide together, so you can have a double or 2 twins as we've got them set up now. There is storage running along the bottom though, so you've got cubby holes and cupboards and drawers, just not the hanging storage. However, head height's pretty good, and you've got the 3 hull windows here, so natural light is decent too. It's got a nice bathroom. Again, this isn't quite as big as the one forward, but you have got a separate shower cubicle. There isn't quite as much space to move around, but you've got natural light in here, and yeah, it's a nice enough space, if not quite as good as the one forward. The third benefit of having both is that, you know, if you're 2 people on board, you are on a buoy or an anchor, you might get some hull slap forward. You can sleep here. If you want to sleep forward, you can do that as well. So it's nice to have both options. They've employed a sliding door here, which is quite nice. Just means the door isn't gobbling up as much room, and actually that reveals a bit of storage behind it as well. And over here, whatever you do with the beds, you've got bedside tables with storage in them as well. And also you've got repeaters for lights down here, sockets for charging, and of course air conditioning for each cabin. You can climate control these as you wish. Now, how about this for engine room access on a 50-footer? Yes, genuinely incredible engine room access on a boat of this size. You know, a full height door so close to the accommodation, couldn't be easy to get down here. There is no access from deck though, so that is your only option. The first thing you arrive at are the washer dryer. You know, these are well located just inside the door, so easy to get to if you want to do your washing. You've also got access to the fin stabilizers on either side there in very easy to access compartments, so if you need to get to those easily, you can do. You step through here and we are between the 2 John Deeres, and you know, the larger Nordhavns are single engines with wing engines. Through the CFD programs that they ran when they were developing this boat, they decided that twin engines was the most efficient way to go. So you've got 2 of exactly the same size, so twin shafts, twin props, pretty simple arrangement really, quite fail safe, but you have the redundancy of 2 without having to have the wing engine arrangement, and they're very easy to get to. They're not huge blocks, so very easy to inspect and get around. They're raised nice and high. You've got your fuel filters on the ends down here. Again, you've got clear bowls so you can inspect the fuel really easily and switch between them if you need to. It's also got built-in fuel polishing, so you shouldn't be getting any nasties in the fuel up to that point. And you've got sight gauges down here as well, so you can see by eye how much fuel is in the tanks. The generator is right aft in splendid isolation, again very easy to get to, inspect and work on if you have to. And you've got things like having a hose down here as well, so you can wash off items if you need to. You've got clear panels over the shafts as well, so you can check the couplings and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's completely white down here, spotting leaks, spotting oil, anything like that, you should be able to do really easily, clean it up very easily. You know, this is an owner-run boat, 100%. So people are going to be doing this on the move, it needs to be easy. And despite a bit of a lack of headroom, it's great. And I should mention as well, although you haven't got deck hatch access to get down here, if you do need to do major work, you can take these panels out. There's one above my head for taking equipment out from here as well. You can fully remove them and do major machinery work if you need to. To answer the question posed at the beginning of this video, is this still a Nordhavn? Yes, of course it is. It's built in a different way, designed to be churn out at a slightly faster rate. There isn't the customization you get on the bigger ones. The layout is what the layout is. But it's still an incredibly capable passage maker, a boat that will look after you, take you on adventures that you can live on board for long periods of time, safe, so practically thought out. It has all of those touch points. More modern, yes. Still a Nordhavn? Absolutely. Let me know what you think about the 51 in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching that tour of the Nordhavn 51. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate you giving the video a like. And if you like your 50-foot Explorer style boats, well, we've sea trialed the Hardy 50DS. I put that video for you up there. Another Nordhavn review, N63 tour down here. If you'd like to subscribe to YachtBuyer, you can do that by clicking up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.